Hey, what is going on there YouTube? This is Robert and today I'm bringing to you the full drop list for this week, which is week 9 of the spring-summer season. Now this week, in comparison to the last couple of weeks, I'd say it's a lot calmer. We do have a collaboration this week and we do have a couple of decent pieces. So I guess it's pretty much dependent on what you are going for this week will probably determine whether or not you have a nice relaxing week or whether you have just a hectic crazy week. But yeah, there are a couple of pieces that I like this week and I'm still deciding on whether or not I'm going to be going for one or two of them because, well, yeah, it's just my opinion at the end of the day, but let's get straight into this drop list. So like I said, it will be dependent on what you're going to be going for this week, but to kick things off, we have the Supreme Hella mugs. Yeah, stackable set of mugs, sold as a set of 2. I don't know whether in this case you are then going to be able to choose between either one of the colorways, which I'm guessing it would be because that would make a lot more sense. But yeah, stackable mugs are going to be releasing and these are probably going to be one of the pieces that I'm probably going to be going for personally. I don't really know which between the two would be better because I am guessing that they're two separate colorways. So yeah, I don't really know which one is the better of the two. Obviously the standout would be the more wanted one, but at the same time I think a clear one wouldn't be too bad to pick up, and yeah, they would just be used as well, mugs at the end of the day. So yeah, we also have the waterproof lighter case keychain releasing this week. This was meant to release last week or the week before, but it obviously didn't, and instead it is releasing this week. This piece is on a lot of people's lists. They really want it, and yeah, I can see why. If it was released in the UK or the EU, I would be going for it, but I don't know whether or not they'll release this. They obviously release things like the Zippos and different things like that, but I don't know about this because, yeah, there are loads of restrictions and different things that go on, so whether or not I end up going for it or whether it ends up dropping is just a whole nother thing. So one of the big pieces releasing this week is on everyone's list near enough for the season. It's one of the pieces that people saw as the top piece for this season, maybe for the year for most people, and it is the MLB Varsity jacket, or the New Era MLB Varsity jacket to be specific. So before we get into things, obviously I just want to say out of the colorways, personally, navy just takes it completely. Yeah, the orange is okay, but the black colorway, it's not it at all. Not a great idea. The orange colorway is okay, but personally it's navy. That's the best one. Personally, I used to really be into baseball and a massive fan of the team, which is hiding next to the Yankees, being Tampa Bay. I tried to fish out Tampa Bay related things just before this, but I couldn't really find a ton because they're probably all hidden away. The closest thing that I could find was the hat, which is actually now quite old, I'm guessing, in comparison. But yeah, I used to really be a fan of Tampa Bay when I was a lot younger. I sort of have stopped over the last couple of years with my interest in sort of baseball, but I do just see from time to time to see where they're doing. They weren't really doing amazing massively over the last 10 or so years, but then last year I believe it was, or whenever I was looking into them, they were really picked up and doing extremely well, which I was happy to see. But yeah, the team that I remember would be the team of Carlos Pena, BJ Upton, oh god, Evan Longoria, Carl Crawford. I think I remember Chad Bradford, and then we also had Ben Zobrist at the time. But yeah, that's about as much as you're going to get out of me. In terms of the current team, I have no idea, but I do just remember quite vividly, obviously, Evan Longoria, just yeah, there's, at the time he was just massive for the Rays in general. So yeah, but like I said, I've always liked baseball. It's always been one of those things that I like. I can throw a fair distance myself, but obviously as of doing that and growing up trying to do that, I've actually done my shoulder in over the years by trying too hard to sort of throw, which is quite ironic in the end. So yeah, and there aren't really any baseball teams around me to join or play for. I think the only one is about 45 or 50 minutes away, and at that I think it's just a leisurely type of thing. So yeah, and obviously at this time being, it's not really going to be going on with what's going on in the world. But yeah, anyway, this is a big piece. It's a piece that I might possibly be going for personally as well, but I I really don't know. I mean, I've already got my varsity jacket, the motion one, but at the same time, this is really cool. Like, yeah, there's no other way to define it. The one thing that is on the back of my mind, or is just in the back of my mind, is the fact of the retail. It's obviously not a leather varsity, it's just a varsity jacket, and with that, we can't really gauge what it's going to be. I mean, obviously they also say New Era, just they can like slap up that retail. But yeah, it's really difficult to tell what it would be. Personally, I've looked across all of the varsity jackets they've released and all the different retails, and I can't really gauge where it's going to sit. A lot of people said it would probably be between $328 to $398, which is probably a fair estimation at that for it. Personally, for me though, I really don't know what to say about it. In terms of how varsity jackets tend to do, a lot of them don't really tend to resell at all in the end. Some of them do, a couple have over the last couple of years, but in general, they don't really seem to pop off like older ones would. With this one, I really can't tell how it's going to do. I think that the navy and orange are just going to be the big hit sort of colourways that people want. Definitely in XL. It'll be wanted or sought after, probably small as well, but at the same time I'd say large would also be needed for like the sort of like average build person and just the normal person. But yeah, in general it's very hard to gauge. It's a really cool piece though, and I don't know whether or not I'm going for it, but yeah, I'll probably go for the mugs. And then I don't know about that. But let's get into the rest of the list, obviously. We have the MLB New Era as well. For this, it is navy all the way. The orange is just too bright and vivid. And yeah, Tampa Bay is on the front to that. So I'm happy about that. They get a little highlighted spot. But the Yankees has got more of a, like, scene area. But yeah, anyway, definitely navy, orange, and then black in that piece. We then have the Star logo short sleeve top releasing this week. With it being the top, the price would be £58 to like £78. I mean, it's different to just having Supreme. Obviously, they've cut out like every letter with the star, but overall, it's not really anything amazing. I like the pop of that pink, and I also like the sort of navy colorway popping with the blue, but apart from that it doesn't really do too much for me. We then have another top releasing, which I actually liked this design when I saw it in the lookbook. It's the Top of the World short sleeve top, which has an embroidered logo, which is pretty cool. Same retail as the previous one, but yeah, personally for me, I think this is really clean, and I think that the natural or the green colorway will really just pop in. That is the way to put it, and they do just look really clean. Next up, we have an overdyed hoodie releasing this week. The camo-ish colourway actually looks quite cool in that, or the front two camo colours look quite cool. Embroidered logo on the hoods, that's all you're getting out of it, which is there, but overall, apart from that, it doesn't really do anything amazing. We then have the Hanes Tagless tank tops dropping this season. Now, these haven't released for quite a couple of years, like, you have to go back a lot of seasons to see when they last released, and yeah, I'm not really a tank top person, so I probably won't be getting them, but I mean, they don't really come around that often, to be honest, so it might just be worth picking up a pack. Now we have the first piece from the collaboration this week. This collaboration is with a band, obviously, or a group. The way to put it is that a couple of the pieces are obviously like images or designs from their album covers. One of the tees is also, I think somebody already put a picture that it was literally just just the exact same tee, just with Supreme's, you know, like tag on it, basically. But yeah, from this collaboration, I don't know the group. I'm just going to say it straight up. I'm not going to act like I do. But from the pieces themselves, I think that this navy purple colorway is really clean in the hoodie. I don't know whether or not they're going to be selling or whatever, because that's all people are asking about. But yeah, they're not terrible at the end of the day. I think that the hoodie is going to be the best piece out of it. But yeah, personally for me, the navy purplish colour looks great in this. We then have a cotton cinch pant dropping. Yeah, I'm just going to move ahead onto the overdyed sweatshirt. I'm going to move ahead again onto the glider tee that is releasing this week from the collaboration. Like I said, the tees, they're not really amazing overall. Personally for me, I just think that the hoodie is just going to be the standout piece from the collaboration. A couple of the other items are going to be as well, but they're further down on the list. Next up, we have the Dog Raglan long sleeve top releasing. I actually thought this graphic was quite cool. The artwork was really cool from the artist, but yeah, long sleeve top. It's not just a long sleeve, it's a top at that, so it's just going to have a high price. If it was like a long sleeve tee, I think it would be easier for people to purchase or want, but yeah, I think that the light blue and the yellow look okay. I don't know about the black, because I think that the more vibrant colours just stand out with this. To go with that, with the same artist doing artwork, we have the Hourglass piece. Same thing, put this on a tee or a long sleeve tee, and it might have done actually better, or maybe be more sought after, but it's not. So this is the Rayon Shirt from the collaboration that it's releasing. Personally for me, I think that the blue colourway really stands out and looks like clean in the end. The same thing, they're different artworks from album covers going on to each. So yeah, but I think that the blue looks the cleanest. Another tee, obviously from the collaboration. This is the one that I believe that I saw someone post showing that it was like the exact same thing. Which yeah, like here's one of them, or here it is of it when you can search it up. So yeah, for me, I think that either the white or like the pinky peach colour look nice in this, but personally, I'm not going to be going for it. Next up, we have the double knee painter pant. I'm just going to move ahead. For one of the final pieces, we have the quilted Quadra lined jacket. Yeah, yikes. I'm going to move ahead again. For the final piece this week, we have the trucker jacket releasing from the collaboration, and yeah, it's sitting at the bottom of the list. A lot of people think this is going to do well just because of the pure fact that trucker jackets that release, that are either collabs or that have graphics covering the whole thing, tend to do well. Personally for me, I think that this isn't as good as the Mike Kelly piece that was released. Just a personal preference in the end. I don't think it does the same sort of job or has the same impact as that did. So overall, I don't know how it's going to be. If it's very limited, you know, it could end up doing well, but at the same time, the Supreme is Love one has just like recently been picking up quite decently, but I still think that is a lot better than this one. So yeah, it's difficult to gauge, but we'll just have to see what the stock is like. So that is going to cover this drop list. As per norm, let me know your thoughts down below on what you're going to be going for down below. Personally for me, I'm probably just going to be going for the mugs, but there is the possibility that I might go for the MLB Varsity because, I mean, it's tempting at the end of the day. It's really tempting. Apart from that, I could pick up one of the tank tops or the keychain if they do drop it in the EU, that is. But yeah, that is going to cover it from me. If you enjoyed, a like would be much appreciated. Other than that, I will see you for a live cop unless my piece like arrives within the next day or so. Then instead you'll have an unboxing because I've got like quite a couple of pieces to unbox in the end. But yeah, that is going to cover it from me. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Peace.